Ohio State. Ezekiel Elliott, the Ohio State.
Taylor Decker, the Ohio State University.
Corey Lindsley, the Ohio State University.
Carlos Hyde, the Ohio State University.
Bradley Roby, the Ohio State University.
Joey Bosa, the Ohio State University.
Pat Elfline, the Ohio State University.
Michael Thomas, the Ohio State.
Ted Ginn Jr., the Ohio State.
Eli Apple, the Ohio State.
Von Bell, the Ohio State.
Marshawn Lattimore, the Ohio State University.
Eli Apple, the Ohio State University.
Nick Mangold, the Ohio State University.
Malcolm Jenkins, the Ohio State University.
Nick Van Nett, the Ohio State.
Cam Hayward, the Ohio State University.
Nick Bosa, the Ohio State University.
DeMarco Jones, the Ohio State.
Bro, it could go on forever. If you guys are tired of Ohio State grads and alumni, from professional football players, doctors, attorneys, grocery store clerks, talking about the Ohio State University every time that you speak to them, it's not gonna slow down anytime soon, because the university has found a way to successfully register a trademark for the word the, or the. Let's go to some details here, because Josh Gerben is a trademark attorney and founder of Gerben Intellectual Property in Washington, D.C. And he noted how uncommon it is for universities to protect, how it is actually common for them to protect their logos and emblems, but it's highly unusual to trademark such a vague word as the, probably the most common word in the English language. Here's his thread about how this all went down and why this is a big deal. The Ohio State University has successfully registered a trademark for the. The registration was just issued on June 21st by the USPTO, that's the United States Patent and Trademark Office. The application was filed back in August of 19. So yes, it's been 3 years in the making. Why did it take that long to get approved? First off, there's an image of that certification that they did get. On to the next. The USPTO refused Ohio State's trademark application for the word the on September 11th of 19 for these two reasons. The trademark was, quote, merely ornamental. And also the clothing company Marc Jacobs had filed an application for the same word just several months earlier. This competition for the word. Ohio State responded by showing the USPTO that it was not using the trademark in a merely ornamental manner, and then opposing Marc Jacobs' trademark application for the word the. Okay, continuing on. Ohio State and Marc Jacobs did settle their dispute. While the terms of the settlement agreement were not disclosed, the USPTO records indicate that Ohio State and Marc Jacobs agreed that they could both own a registration for the word the. And after that settlement agreement was reached with Marc Jacobs in August of 21, it took until yesterday, again, at the time of these tweets, now it's been a couple of days, for Ohio State to continue to clean up the merely ornamental issue with the USPTO and go through the rest of the application process, which they've made their thing. Now, one big clarification here, Dave, before you jump in. Ohio State can only claim this infringement. This is the way it works. Because I'm thinking, okay, what if I own a store that's called the Ramen and I can't put the on it? Okay, so the is used by others on clothing, namely t-shirts, baseball caps, and hats. All of the foregoing being promoted, distributed, and sold through channels customary to, this is the big part, sports and collegiate athletics. So only people who are in competition directly as far as Ohio State will have that issue. So the Marc Jacobs thing, I think, was maybe a little bit tangential, I don't know, but they did have to settle that before they went through. And last thought here, I think maybe a proud alum of Michigan University, University of Michigan there,
the University of Michigan.
They did tweet this out back in 2019 when Ohio State started this process, just to poke some fun at them. They put trademark there, University of Michigan is the point.
Well, the reason Ohio State had to trademark the is because apparently dumbasses were not available for trademark. And the fact of the matter is, I thought it was hilarious that those Ohio State football players keep saying the Ohio State University when half of them didn't even graduate from Ohio State. And we're talking Ohio State, which is where you go to college if you can't get into Michigan State, which is where you go if you can't get into college. Jayar, I was just talking about this dispute though, this whole thing about the Ohio State University. Do we call it the? Do we call it OSU? Do we call it the Buckeyes? With this guy who was on my porch the other night, and he would not get off my porch. And I finally, and he said he was an Ohio State grad. And so finally I was able to say, okay, here's the money for the pizza you delivered. And he left. So.
Bro, hey, all I'm gonna say is I graduated high school up in Michigan, in Detroit area. And I applied to Michigan. And I was like, I'm not gonna apply to Ohio State because I just don't want to go to Ohio. There was no knock. I have nothing against Ohio State in general. But if I had gone there, I feel like this would have been a heavy issue for me. Because again, I can only understand. It's one of those things where I love to see it because I get to kind of be neutral. but I can understand the frustration and annoyance that Michigan folks have. And many people use it, for other schools just because they want to run it. But that's part of the trademark situation. So maybe Ohio State gets the last laugh. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we feel sorry for the people at Ohio State, right? I mean, they're sort of a pathetic lot in life. And look, I grew up where I grew up, in third grade. I was a Michigan fan, even though I grew up in Indiana. I was a Michigan fan in third grade. There was a kid in my third grade who was an Ohio State fan. Third grade, he was bigger than everybody else because he was 18 years old. So we feel sorry for these folks who have to repeat grades. They can't get into college, so they go to Ohio State. And that's just sort of their lot in life, and we should feel sorry for them. And if they really need to trademark "the" because it's just one syllable and they can understand it, go for it.
Direct all hate mail to David Schuster, not me. I'm just laughing at the jokes because I love them.